Hello everyone. Welcome to Agent Stacks. So imagine your company has a 50,000 documents and which may consist of employee policies, legal contracts, research papers, invoices, medical reports, technical documentation, and suppose an employee asks, what is our maternity leave policy? So do you think that it is actually a good idea to send all the 50,000 documents to LLM? So the answer is no. It would be really expensive and also very slow. And most importantly, almost every document would be completely irrelevant. So the real question is, how does AI know which document to? So that's exactly what we are going to learn today. Welcome back to Agent Stacks. If you are following this RAG series, we have already learned about document loaders, text splitters, embeddings, and now it's time to understand every RAG system, which is retrieval. So without retrieval, your AI would either search blindly or send unnecessary information to LLM, resulting in poor answers and higher costs. By the end of the video, you will understand why retrievers are needed, how they work internally, and explore some of the most useful retrievers in LangChain with real-world example. So let's get started. So before we begin, if you are new here, make sure to check out the AI engineering playlist. We are building an AI engineering concept by concept LangChain fundamentals to complete enterprise level RAG and AI agent projects. So, as promised in the previous videos, once our channel reaches 100 subscribers, I will release my complete AI engineering notes per week. And these are the same notes I have prepared while learning AI engineering and building projects, and they will really help you to prepare much faster for the interviews. So now let's understand retrievers. So now the question comes always, why do we need retrievers? So let's understand a very simple problem. So imagine you're building a chatbot for the hospital, and hospital has patient records, medical pools, treatment guidelines, insurance documents, research papers, hospital policies. So altogether there are hundreds of thousands of pages. And now when a patient asks any questions, like for example, can a diabetic patient take this medicine? Or should the LLM, like the document, everything should be sent to the LLM? The answer is absolutely no. So first, the model cannot process that much information because there is something called as a context window limitation. And secondly, sending all document would cost a lot of money. So third, most of these documents don't even have the information which the user is asking. So instead, we only want the documents that are actually relevant. And that's exactly what a retriever does. A retriever actually acts like a librarian. Imagine entering a library where there are millions of books and you don't read every book. So you ask the librarian for books related to your topic, and librarian searches the library and gives you the exact relevant book which you actually need. And that's exactly how a retriever works inside a RAG application. So it searches your knowledge base and retrieves only the relevant information before sending it to LLM. Now let's understand the types of retrievers. So basically, LangChain provides many different retrievers. Some of the most popular ones are vector store retriever, Wikipedia retriever, multi-query retriever, contextual compression retriever, and each one solves this different problem. So let's understand one by one, and by the end of the video, I will be showing you demo of one, two retrievers from this. Others are same as we are using, but the most commonly used today retrievers which people usually use that I will be covering up. Now let's understand what is a vector store retriever. So this is the most commonly used retriever in almost every RAG applications. So after the documents are split into chunks and converted into embeddings, they are stored in a vector database. And now imagine a user asks, what is the company's work from home policy? So the user's question is also converted into an embedding, and the retriever compares the question embedding with all the stored document embedding, and it finds the most similar chunks and returns only those chunks to the LLM which are important. So for example, suppose your vector database consists of around 20k chunks. So the retriever might return only the top 5 most relevant chunks, and instead of reading everything, the model now reads only those 5 pieces of information. And this makes the application much faster, cheaper, and more accurate. So this is why vector store retrievers are the foundation of almost every enterprise RAG application. So the workflow will be in such a way where the user will give a query, and that query will be converted into an embedding, and that will be stored into a vector database, and then it will extract. It will, based on the query, it will get the top k similar chunks which are needed, in which there are very high probability that the answer is uh, mentioned, and based on that three chunks will be given to LLM, and LLM will give you the desired outcome. So this is how the workflow works. So this is very simple and straightforward approach, and it's a very understanding thing that it if you pass everything, it will be really complicated. The LLM may not be give the right answer. Also, there is something called as token limit, which it may already exhaust. So this workflow actually gives a very much understanding that how much important is the retriever keys. So benefits of reverse is like it gives a fast semantic search. It's easy to implement, excellent for private documents, in works with any vector database, and it's highly scalable. So this is one of the most important, very much important retrieval which almost everyone uses. And to be honest, in this demo also, I will be explaining this in a very detailed manner. So now comes the Wikipedia Retriever. So sometimes your knowledge doesn't exist inside your own database and instead it's publicly available. So for example, suppose a user asks who invented the World Wide Web. So instead of maintaining your own encyclopedia, LangChain can directly retrieve information from the Wikipedia. And the Wikipedia Retriever search exactly from Wikipedia, we find the relevant article and sends it to LLM. And it gives you the most relevant information. So example questions like what is quantum computing, who was Alan Turing, what is black holes. So these all things, it may, you don't need to preserve some kind of database, but you can exactly take the help of a Wikipedia, which is the knowledge base, which is an encyclopedia of the internet, and you can get the relevant information from a Wikipedia search. So instead of storing all this information yourself, you can exactly simply retrieve it from whenever you need. And this is very useful for educational assistance, learning platforms, and general knowledge records. So let's understand the workflow here as well. It will take a user query, it will do a Wikipedia search, it will take some relevant articles which are openly available on Wikipedia, and that articles will be chunked and that will be passed to LLM, and LLM will give you a final response. So benefits are there is no vector DB required here because we are directly taking up from the open source environment. And then access to public knowledge, it's easy setup, like the code is very minimal, like just hardly 5-6 lines of code maximum. There it's useful for general questions. So now let's understand the next retrieval, which is a multi-query retriever. So now let's look at a smarter retriever point of view. So imagine the user asks, how can I reduce company's expenses? So this question can be interpreted in many different ways. The user might mean cost reduction, budget optimization, expense management, operational efficiency, financial savings. So if we search using only the original question, we might miss out the important documents, and that's where exactly multi-search retriever helps. So instead of generating one search query, the LLM creates a multiple variation automatically. For example, how to reduce business costs, ways to optimize company spending, strategies for minimizing operational expenses. So now Retriever searches using these queries, and finally it combines the search results and remote duplicates. So this significantly improves the retrieval quality because we are searching from multiple perspectives instead of relying on a single wording or single statement. So this is exactly, and it's very extremely useful when the user asks vague or ambiguous questions. So example, you can see here how does a RAG work. So generated queries will be explain Retrieval-Augmented Generation, RAG architecture, RAG workflow. So different queries will be passed, and based on that, the retrieval will happen. And then the combined result of the retrievals that will be passed to LLM, and LLM will give the output. So this is what exactly a multi-query retrieval is. And now comes contextual compression retriever. So let's imagine another scenario. The retriever finds relevant information, but the document itself is maybe 20 pages long. So do we need to send the entire document to LLM? So not necessarily. Most of those pages might be irrelevant. Suppose the user asks, what is a refund policy? The retrieved document also contains shipping information, company history, warranty details, privacy policies, terms and conditions. So only one paragraph is what actually talks about a refund. And that is why contextual compression retriever solves the problem. It first retrieves a document, then it analyzes which section are actually relevant to the user's question. Everything else is removed. Only the important paragraph are sent to the LLM. And think of it like a highlighting the most important lines in a textbook before giving it to someone. And this reduces the token usage, it lowers the cost and improves the answer quality. And it's exactly and especially useful for large legal documents, policy manuals, research papers, and the enterprise documentation. So the workflow is very simple where we used to give query, it will retrieve the information, relevant documents are used, and then it will do a compression where all the important things which are related to the query that is only extracted, and then it will pass to LLM and then we'll get a response. So benefits of it is like reduced token usage. Definitely, if unwanted things are removed from the chunk, definitely it will reduce token usage at all. Lower LLM cost, definitely, because if less token is passed, then the lower cost is also one of the most important factor comes here. Then faster response, then it removes irrelevant content and better quality you will get. So this is what all about like we understood now. So now let's take a demo. So here we can first understand like I have just pasted the code because I don't want to waste a lot of time writing the code from scratch. Small snippets definitely I can write and I can explain while writing, but the code which are quite lengthy, I will prefer to explain it in the strain itself. So here I will be explaining about what is a exactly vector store, which we vector store retriever. So I have imported some of the loaders, which is a web loader. So I am not going to take any PDF and show you how to chunk it. And so let's keep it as like we will take a documentation which is of LangChain, and based on that we'll see how the thing works. So I am using text editor, recursive character text editor. In the previous video, I have explained why it's such a great text editor. Then I am not using any OpenAI or anything. I am just taking a Hugging Face embedding for doing the embedding, creating embeddings, and I am using vector store as a fair self vector store. So it's one of the vector database which is available. Then I am calling the website URL and I am loading the document as a loader. Then I am creating a split where I'm assigning the chunk size as 500 and overlap as 100. These are everything I have explained in the previous video. Please watch it out. It will be very easy for you to understand this video. Then I have split the documents with the help of a splitter. And then I am calling the embeddings. So I am using Hugging Face embeddings, which is model BAAI, BG small. I am using the model. And then I am storing everything in the FAIRS vector database. And then I am retrieving the most relevant top three chunks. And from that three chunks, I am going to query as what is a LangChain. And then the result I will be invoking with the help of invoking the query, whatever the information is given, what is LangChain. And then I will be calling the results. I will also be showing that which all chunks has been extracted. So let's execute this code. So first you have to definitely install the requirements.txt. I will just show you up the requirements. So these are the requirements. You can just copy paste it and just execute the requirements.txt. Pip install -r requirements.txt, and after that you can just do python vector store.py. Okay, so it took around 40 to 50 seconds to get all the retrieved answer, and it finally gave. So based on the input that we have given, it used the web-based loader, and also it retrieved the top three documents which has the uh, most similar information. So you can see here first it gave around LangChain versus LangGraph versus the Pageant's card, which may be not the right for this particular ask. And second, it gave exactly the right one, LangChain overview. It gave the entire details on what is LangChain. So maybe second document it makes some sense. So this is how you appeal use the vector retriever. And now comes the next, which is the Wikipedia Retriever, which you will understand here. So here I have called a Wikipedia Retriever package. Also, I have mentioned I need top two results. Also, the query I have mentioned AI I want about, and then simple invoke query I have implemented. So now let's see how to run this. See, as you see here, based on the given input, it retrieved two documents. One was having the information about AI. So it gave entirely about AI. Next, it gave about AGI. So most probably, I think so. The document one will be passed to the LLM, and then based on that, LLM will give you the final answer. So this is how we will implement the use. How we'll use the retrieval. We can use OpenAI embeddings. We can use Google embeddings, Gemini embeddings. So these all are available. So you can use anyone. If you are using Hugging Face open source, the accuracy may not be that much strong, but definitely for testing purpose or learning purpose, you can definitely use it. So now the question comes like which retriever should we actually choose? So let's simplify this. So if you are building something, a standard RAG application over PDF documents or company data, the vector retrieval story is usually the best starting point. If your application needs public knowledge from Wikipedia, so you should use Wikipedia Retriever. If users ask broad or ambiguous questions and you want a better coverage, the multi-query retriever is a great choice. And if your retrieved document are very large and contain a lot of unnecessary information, then contextual compression retriever can significantly improve both accuracy and efficiency as well. So in many production systems, company combine multiple retrievers to achieve even the better performance. And now I think this is good to go for you. You can start with your uh, applications, basic renewable applications, and you can also check out the launching documentation because there are a lot of retrievers available. We have just covered a few of it because I just wanted to give you understanding of what this retriever does exactly, how benefit it brings to the RAG application. So again, congratulations, you have now learned another essential building block of a RAG pipeline. And if document loaders bring data to the system, Explica organize it to the chunks, and retrievers are the intelligent components that decide which information actually reaches the LLM. A well-designed retriever can dramatically improve your application's accuracy without changing the model itself. So in the next video, we will continue the RAG journey and move even closer to building a complete production ready AI application. And don't forget my promise, once we reach 100 subscribers, I will release my complete AI engineering independence for free. And these are the notes I have personally prepared while learning AI engineering, and I hope they will help you in your own learning and debut preparation. So if this video helped you, make sure to like, subscribe, agents tags, and share it with someone who's learning AI engineering. So thank you so much for watching. Keep learning, keep building, and we'll see you in next week.